Okay, we're making great progress. We were able to go into our list and pick out a single fortune using the index point and then show it in a toast. But instead of showing it in a toast, let's actually put it in our fortune text field. I mean, after all, that's what it's for. So in order to talk to the fortune text field, just like we did in Unit 2, we have to make an ID for the text field and then set up a line of communication in the Java in order to talk to it. Let's go back to our layout view. Since we just had our layout view open not that long ago, it still has a tab here. So I can just click activityfortune.xml here, and we are at our layout view, graphical editor. Now, this thing at the bottom here always launches when you run the app. For right now, it's taking up a lot of space. So over on the right-hand side here, you can collapse that and you get so much more real estate. That's really nice. Okay, we need to figure out how to put our fortune here. So let's double-click this. We are going to make this have an ID that we can reference in our Java file. So remember our naming conventions. We use a lowercase 2-letter initial for what kind of view this is or what kind of thing this is. Now this happens to be a text view. So I'm going to use TV. That's going to make it very obvious down the road what this is when I'm talking to it. It's a text view. So we'll call this text view fortune field. Now it's very obvious not only what kind this is, text view, but what it does, fortune field. This is going to display the fortune. Okay, let's go back to the Java. Remember, we just had the Java open, so there's another tab right here. Click that, and we're back at our Java. I'm going to get rid of this toast for now. Let's say that we want to get that fortune at index 4 and display it in our text field. First, we have to open a line of communication with that text field. So let's make a variable to store it in. The variable will be called the same thing as the ID just to keep it consistent. So TV fortune field. Now remember, we need to first declare what kind of thing we're storing in the variable. So this is a text view that we're going to store in the variable. So we will write text view. Notice how text view is capitalized. See how it's red? Now, depending on your import settings, Android Studio might have just automatically imported the text view for you. But in my case, it didn't. So anytime I have this, I'm going to click on here. And on Mac, I'm going to hit Option Return. If you're on PC, you can hit Alt Return. And that will import text view for you. Okay. So now we're going to set this equal to the layout ID. So in order to get the ID, we have to say find view by ID. We got to look in the R folder, capital R. We got to look for the ID. So I'm going to type ID and dot. Now I'll type the ID that we saved. Remember, that was TV. Autocorrect is our friend here. TV fortune field. Now, this little squiggly line at the end is telling us don't forget to put your semicolon. Now we've got a big error here. Do you remember what that error is? Because we had this in Unit 2 when we were talking to the text field. If we click on this little red light bulb here, it will give us a hint onto what is wrong. This says to fix it, we can cast to Android widget text view. So what this is saying is you're asking for a text view to be stored in this variable, but you're returning a view, right? Find view by ID, not find text view by ID. So in order to fix it, let's see what it does. Remember, it adds the cast portion here. And that's just, again, what kind of thing it is. It's a text view in parentheses. Okay, so you can let Android do that with the autocorrect, or when you're writing this in the first place, you can just add this in. Okay, so now that we have a line of communication, we can set the text using the setText method. So I can type TV fortune field dot set text to fortune. Now run your app to see if the fortune is displayed in your text view. And there it is. An alien of some sort will be appearing to you shortly.